Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 42 of the San Marino Challenge. Now, unfortunately, as you can see by the league table here, we have not won the league. Now, the previous episode we were top until we finished the game of that episode, and then we dropped down to second. But as you can see, Napoli have won the league. They're on 86 points. We're currently on 81 points. However, we do have the game in hand. However, if we do win that game, we'll still be 2 points behind. So therefore, Napoli and Jose Mourinho have won the league. Yeah, disappointing stuff there, but ultimately, I sort of knew that it was going to happen. I mean, Napoli were really, really strong, and we essentially drew one more game, and of course that was the previous episode against Fiorentina. We followed that up with a 1-0 victory over Inter Milan, so it was a pretty important game because Inter was sort of closing the gap at that stage. As you can see, Thiago Ribeiro in the 74th minute, and they also had a player sent off in the 90th. Now, this is the game where we basically threw it away. We lost 1-0 to Torino at home, and they scored the only goal of the game in the 60th minute. As you can see, I mean, a lot of our players really didn't play too well. Conforti, Ermacora, Sabanda on a 6.3. There are a lot of pretty poor performers, and that, of course, dropped us the points, putting us down into second position. We did bounce back in the next game, however, with a 5-2 victory over Sampdoria. Ambro, Gil, Conforti, and Petrocevic on the score sheet there, with Petrocevic getting 2 goals in 6 minutes. So good stuff from the Croatian youngster there. And the final game just played was a 4-0 victory over Atalanta. Thiago Ribeiro with 2 goals, Conforti and Forte on the score sheet for us there. And as you can see, we did score 2 goals in 2 minutes, the 91st and the 92nd minute. And of course, that does leave us with Salernitana in today's game, who are pretty much all but relegated. I mean, they need to pick up a win here today and hope that Sassuolo don't get a result in their game. So, I mean, they've got a lot to play for. We don't. However, I would obviously still like to win. We're going to go with a bit of a rotated side. A couple of youngsters will get into the first team today. So we're going to go with Ingvarsson in goals. Conforti will be our right back. Gil will be the left back. And today we're going to start Leo alongside Scarby. So Leo gets a nice start. Not really match fit, but he's sort of developed pretty well throughout the season. As you can see, I mean, his positioning's still really low. He's 19 years old now. So he's getting on a little bit in terms of, youth prospect age. But still really good physicals and really good technical attributes there for a defender. And as I mentioned, he'll be partnered by Scarby, who is, of course, one of the stalwarts in our defence. The defensive midfielder today is going to be Toscano. In the right wing position, we're going to go with Vitek, who is coming off that injury that he picked up for a couple of months. Only 60% match sharpness. On the other wing, we're going to go Forte, who has been absolutely brilliant this season. Of course, we'll go into that after this game. We'll do a bit of an end-of-season review and look at some of the player stats. But yeah, the 2 centre mids today are going to be Cizak and Petrocevic. Both have been pretty good this season when called upon. Petrocevic did spend most of the season in the under-20s. But he's been steadily increasing. I'll show you his profile here. As you can see, I mean, just recently, all of his attributes are starting to go up, so that's good to see. And his physicals are doing pretty well. Only 17 years old. I mean, if you look how much we spent, 450k, absolute bargain. He's probably going to surpass both Cizak and Sabanda. Worth noting, we did give Sabanda a new contract as well. Now on 7k per week. I wasn't really too sure if I wanted to do it. His contract, basically had 1 year left going into next season. And I thought we may as well. It's not often you see a Zimbabwean player, doing that well. And I think it's kind of cool to have certain players from sort of obscure nations. Anyway, up front, unfortunately, today we're going to have to go with Foliados, and that is due to, I believe it's a suspension. Yeah, Chan Platz picked up a yellow card suspension, and therefore he'll be out today. Can't add to his goal tally for the season. And yeah, the bench today is going to be Pavoni, Mbeso, Antonio, Manafo, Ribeiro, Nunnally, Monteperto, Pesci, Sabanda, Ermacora, Barossi, and Ambro. So we're going to go with a full 12-man bench today. Now, this season, I mean, ultimately it has to be classed as a big improvement. I mean, we finished in second place. I mean, obviously, after this game, we'll know how many points we were behind. But I think ultimately, second place Champions League football, we were sort of contending with the champions Napoli, of course. I'm pretty proud of our season and how it's gone. Salernitana, they are in behind here, but it does look like it's the pointless highlight as Foliados picks up a yellow card. That's not great. But yeah, ultimately, and Cizek picks up one as well. Ultimately, I think it's been a pretty good season. And the fact that we are in the Champions League now, it's kind of the natural progression, of course. Europa League football this season, next season going to Champions League. And I mean, we're going to try and strengthen the squad. We have actually been given a £28 million transfer budget, so that's a lot of money to be spent improving the squad. I might actually look for some senior players and sort of tackle the weak areas in the team. I don't really think there's too many weak areas. Ooh, Vitek really close there. But yeah, there are a few. I mean, centre backs, maybe. I mean, we've got a couple of good young guys, but they're not really... Oh, come on, clear it. They're not really progressing sort of in the manner that I wanted them to. Apart from that, I guess maybe left wing. I think we definitely need to strengthen left wing. Don't get me wrong, Forte is... Oh, god damn it. Petrocevic has picked up an injury here. We'll bring Sabanda on. Pretty easy change there. But yeah, I mean, if Forte gets injured or whatever happens, suspensions and stuff like that, we have to bring Barossi in. And honestly, I think Barossi, at best, is a Serie B player. He might not even be a Serie B player. I feel like his quality is really low, and of course, we did sign him... I think we signed him in Serie C. I mean, to be fair, we did sign Forte in Serie C as well, I believe. Conforti, comes really close again. Just can't find the breakthrough here as we're approaching half-time. Again, Conforti heads it wide. And that is half-time there. Just going to tell the boys I'm far from pleased with their performance so far. And ultimately, like I said, there are some holes that we need to fill in terms of possibly... I guess I should aim for first-team quality players, and then maybe our first-team quality players that we have now will be the backups. That's probably an interesting way of going about the transfers. And we are picking up so many yellow cards right now. It is worth noting that I did try and sign Ribeiro. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but I tried to sign him on a Bosman. His contract does run out. However, West Brom came in and they offered him like $24,000 a week, which was a hell of a lot higher than what we offered him. So, yeah, he's going to West Brom and he will play in the Premier League. Mbeso was another one, but I didn't actually realise that his contract was running out. So, it's kind of my bad, but, it is what it is. Right now, we're just going to get a couple of other players on the pitch. Nunnally on for Vitek. He's played really badly. And that's our 3 subs. I mean, I probably should have left Conforti on the field, considering how well he's doing. But yeah, I just want to give Antonio a bit of game time to sort of end the season out. He hasn't really played too much recently. Conforti's sort of really solidified the starting role for himself in the last 6 or 7 games, I think. Come on, boys. Let's get something going. Still 0-0. Cizek. Gilles. Out wide to Forte. Gilles again. Come on, boys. Push forward. Nice little ball. But it's just cut out by the defender there. Probably should have done a bit better with that ball, actually. It was a bit weak from Gilles. And, yeah, they get the goal. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that guy's name. Temenazkov. I guess that was pretty easy. Yeah, 1-0 to Salernitana. Not good. Not good. Honestly, like, I don't really understand why our boys are playing so badly, considering we just... Forte hits the... How many times have we hit the post this game? I feel like that's at least 3 times. Alright, I'm just going to tell the boys to push forward. I mean, they need the win. To be fair, we don't really need it. But I wanted to kind of beat them and send them down. But it looks like they might... yeah, it looks like they're going to get the win here over us today. Might save their season. Be funny if it wasn't enough. I mean, it would kind of be cruel. Yeah, I mean, our team really just... We had 3 shots on target from 19 shots. I'm going to go aggressive. Because that is a really... That's the type of game that we do lose. And that's really annoying. But yeah, as you can see, that win has actually put them out of the relegation zone. And Sassuolo will go down instead. They can only draw their game. Interesting. That's good. Petrocevic only out for 3 days. Curtin comes down. Obviously, Foliados, he's absolute trash. Cannavaro. Cannavaro wants to sign like 4 of our players, or 2 of our players, I guess, and 2 of their players. Cizek. I guess he's Palermo manager. Yeah, he is. And Conforti. Now, there was a lot of interest in Conforti last season. Was it last? Yeah, pre-season of this year. Of this season, sorry. We did get £11.58 million. And then, of course, we only pay out $725k, which is pretty good because all that money will go into the finances. Up to $53.2 million in the bank. And I mean, the projection still looking pretty healthy. So that's really good to see. And of course, the stadium, I mean, it might come soon enough. But yeah, we're still searching for the site. And it's been like that all season. Hopefully, if I advance a little bit off camera, that might change. And then, of course, I would let you guys know in the next episode. However, before we leave, I want to go through the squad and just sort of, point out some really impressive players so far this season. Well, for this season. The first of which has to be Forte. Now, he's a left midfielder, left winger, and he's come up with 18 goals and 11 assists. 7.54 average rating for the season. He's right-footed left winger. If that, means anything. And as you can see, we brought him in. It was Serie B, so I was wrong. Yeah, came in Serie B. I mean, he did develop quite a lot as well. I mean, he's a 4-star current ability player. Really good. Really, really solid. And he's done really well this season. Next player, obviously, Mustafa Chanpalat. 7.45 average rating. We needed a top quality striker. 41 games played, 18 goals, 18 assists. I mean, this guy... I mean, he's just quality. 21-year-old German, under 21 international as well for him. 4.5-star current ability. Might be able to hit that 5-star, but probably not with our training facilities. As you can see, bundles of pace, really good technicals there as well. And yeah, solid composure, which of course leads to him doing pretty well. And he definitely has done that this season. One thing to mention, he thinks that he's better than our squad or better than our team, so he won't sign a new contract, which is fair enough because he probably is suited more for a Bayern Munich or a Real Madrid, in my opinion. Maybe Juventus. But I'm not going to sell him to Juventus unless they come in with crazy money. The next player, Thiago Ribeiro. Of course, I mentioned he's leaving. Well, he's only on loan, so he will be leaving anyway. But yeah, we couldn't sign him on a permanent deal, despite his contract running out this season. I mean, he did really well. 41 games played, 15 goals from midfield is crazy. Only got 8 assists, which is odd for a midfielder to have more goals than assists, but yeah, it is what it is. And a 7.40 average rating for him. Going down a little bit further, we've got Nunnally. Of course, I believe it's his first season as well for us. Managed to get 4 goals and 12 assists in 32 starts with 3 sub appearances and a 7.19 average rating. Really sort of stepped up and made that starting role his. He did get injured just recently for the last 5 or 6 games. And it was a bit difficult actually because Vitek down here, also in his first season, was out injured at the same time. So there was a little period of like 3, maybe 4 games where we played Ambro as our right winger. He can play there and he does have the stats to be able to do that. But yeah, the next player, Carlos Antonio, 7.15 average rating in 16 starts, 9 sub appearances, 4 goals, 1 assist. Not too bad. If we go down a little bit further, Conforti, of course, played a lot more games than Antonio. And he got a little bit lower average rating, 7.11 in 31 starts, 4 sub appearances. And then he also got 4 goals and 1 assist. We go down a little bit further, we got Cizek. I believe it was his first season, wasn't it? Yeah, Cizek's first season at the club as well. 7.11 average rating, 5 goals and 2 assists for him. Not too impressive in 28 starts, but again, first season at the club, still pretty young. It's not too bad. We then had Vitek, of course, another player in his first season, 7.08 in 13 starts, 12 sub appearances. Of course, the injury has taken a bit of a toll. He actually picked up 2 injuries this season. And as you can see, his pace and stamina has dropped a little bit. And then he also sort of hasn't progressed too much due to those injuries. Probably should have been playing him a little bit more. But again, can't really play him if he's not fit to start in those types of games. And finally, the last player, Toscano, one of the stalwarts in the team. 42 starts for him, 1 goal, 4 assists, and a 7.04 average rating. And well, I mean, he's starting to get on a bit, Toscano. 27 years old, all of his stats are decreasing. But as you can see, he's also been with us since Series C, which is pretty incredible. And if you look at his average ratings for us, I mean, he's always gotten over a 7. So that's pretty impressive. Anyways, that's going to wrap this episode up, guys. Thank you very much for watching our second season in Serie A. One thing I do want to know, if you could leave a comment in the comment section down below, would you like me to try and take over the San Marino national team? I think it's about time. We haven't really developed any players to be going into that team yet. Of course, we do have the 2 young centre-backs who are here somewhere, if I go by age. Of course, Biordi looks very impressive. Really solid centre-back. And then, of course, we also have... Well, we have Vicini as well, who's probably the more standout player in terms of, our youth prospects for San Marino. He's already got 5 caps as well. And I think Ugolini is another one. I mean, we have 3 quality centre-backs. Ugolini, maybe not so much. He might be a backup to the other 2. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. This guy also came through. I mean, he's pretty average. 12 passing for a centre mid. I guess that's kind of okay. Only 2.5 star potential. probably not going to turn into anything. So, yeah, we won't really talk about him too much. Really unfortunate that this guy, Benassi, doesn't have San Marino nationality, because he would be perfect. We need a type of player that can both play left back and right back. I almost said left, right back. But yeah, he would have been great. So yeah, I mean, we got a few prospects coming through. This season wasn't great. Last season was a lot better. But is it time? Is it time to take over the national team? Let me know in the comments section down below. And apart from that, take it easy, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in preseason.